The Clockmaker's Secret. In the heart of a fog-draped town, tucked between crooked cobblestone alleys and forgotten lamplights, stood a tiny shop, Aldridge and Sons Clockworks. Only there were no sons, and Aldridge had been dead for 40 years. Yet every evening at precisely 7:03 p.m., the shutters creaked open. The faint tick of countless clocks filled the air, echoing through the street like a heartbeat. The townsfolk whispered, "No one sees who opens the shop. No one sees who winds the clocks. But if you step inside, time won't be the same." 17-year-old Eleanor Price didn't believe in ghost stories, or so she told her friends. On a cold October night, she accepted their dare. Spend 1 hour in the clock shop. Come out alive and you'll never buy your own drinks again. Eleanor smirked, tugged her scarf tighter, and pushed open the warped wooden door. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the soft, rhythmic tick-tick-tick of hundreds of clocks. Cuckoo clocks, pocket watches, pendulum clocks, all frozen at strange, impossible times. One read 12:01, another read 8:44. None matched, but one clock, a massive grandfather clock in the corner, was moving. Its hands glided not forward, not backward, but in uneven jerks, as if undecided which way to go. "Careful with that one," said a voice behind her. Eleanor spun around. A man stood in the shadows, thin, pale, with a pair of brass goggles perched on his forehead. His coat looked older than the town itself, patched with fabric no mill had woven in centuries. "Who are you?" Eleanor demanded. "Me?" The man smiled faintly. "I keep the clocks wound, that's all." "Wound for who?" He paused. His eyes flicked to the clocks, each frozen in its strange position. "For you. For all of you. Every tick, every tock. It isn't time passing. It's time kept." The man led her to the great-grandfather clock. Its pendulum wasn't brass or wood, but glass, filled with swirling golden dust. "This is the master clock," he whispered. "It doesn't count minutes. It counts choices." Eleanor frowned. "Choices?" He nodded. "Every time you make a decision, to turn left instead of right, to say yes instead of no, a new path branches. Most people never see the others, but the clock remembers. Each frozen clock here belongs to a life unlived, a path abandoned." He pulled a smaller clock from the shelf. Its hands pointed to 9:17. "This was the life where you never stepped inside tonight, a quiet, ordinary life. But now," he set it down gently, "now you've chosen another path." The air grew colder. The clocks began to tremble, their frozen hands twitching. Eleanor swallowed. "What's happening?" "The unlived lives don't like to be disturbed," the man said. "The longer you stay, the more they'll notice you. If they catch you, they'll drag you into their frozen world. You'll exist and not exist." He leaned closer. "You need to leave. Now." But Eleanor shook her head. "Not until you tell me. Who are you, really?" The man's smile faded. "I was like you once. Curious. Too curious. I stepped inside to prove a point." He raised his hand. The skin flickered, turning translucent for a moment, revealing nothing but gears and clock springs beneath. "And I never left." The clocks began to chime, one by one. Midnight. Even the broken ones. The golden dust inside the grandfather clock spun violently, casting shadows that moved like hands reaching out. "You must decide," the man shouted over the noise. "Either leave now and forget this place, or stay and take my place as keeper. One way or another, the clock will claim you." Eleanor's heart pounded. She thought of her friends outside, laughing, waiting. She thought of the dare, of proving herself, and she thought of the strange, terrifying beauty of the truth she had seen. The golden dust pulsed, beckoning her forward. The door behind her creaked open, spilling in the cold night air. She had to choose. The next morning, the townsfolk found the shutters open, the faint tick of countless clocks filling the street. But when Eleanor's friends pushed inside, there was no sign of her. Only the pale man with brass goggles, adjusting the hands of a clock frozen at 7:03. When they asked where she went, he simply smiled. "Time," he said softly, "always keeps what it's owed."